Good morning. Today we will look at the essay The Man in Black by Oliver Goldsmith. This essay is prescribed for the BA third year English literature students, paper 2. The man in black is one who cannot exhibit generous behavior without being ashamed of it. He wants the world to see him as a man who does not care too much about the well-being of others, much less the unfortunate. He is the man in black because he hides his benevolence. He does not want to be noticed for it. I believe that this essay by Oliver Goldsmith is an excellent display of exemplification. In the essay, the author talks of a man who is remorseful of his charitable actions. The man is an obvious philanthropist, but he is ashamed of it. Goldsmith lays out the ways and gives examples of how he is the only man I ever knew who seemed ashamed of his natural benevolence. In the first paragraph, the man is a charitable man. He cares about others, gives to others, and shares with others. But he pretends to not care about the well-being of others. He is ashamed of his natural benevolence, while he pretends to have a dislike of mankind. He is not very good at pretending to be. The author reveals that his poker face is not up to par, while his looks were softened into pity. I have heard him use the language of the most unbounded ill nature. The second paragraph. Here the man in black is so concerned with the place of the poor that he complains to the author of how ignorant the countrymen or wealthy are to the state of living of the poorer people. He says that the poor only want a few things: food, housing, clothes, and warmth, but cannot obtain those things due to the negligence of the fortunate people. Paragraph 3. The man in black gives a beggar a piece of silver, but when doing so, he appeared ashamed to represent his weakness to the author. The man has too much pride to show his soft spot for the less fortunate. In paragraph 4, when a man with a wooden leg passed the author and the man in black, the author ignored him. The man in black showed much attention to him, but instead of giving him alms, he called out to him to be a poser of the needy. But once hearing the sailor's story of fighting in defense of the country, while others did nothing at home, the man gave alms to him. The fifth paragraph. The man in black and the author then ran into a woman who was an obvious example of helplessness, but he had no money to give her. He became shameful as it was presented in his face, but once he found a shilling's worth of matches and placed it in her hands, he was pleased with himself as seeing the smile in the woman's face. This anonymous man, the man in black, is a man of benevolence and is bluntly shameful of it. There is no understanding of why. The man is one who cannot exhibit generous behavior without being ashamed of it. He wants the world to see him as a man who does not care too much about the well-being of others, much less the unfortunate. He is the man in black because he hides his benevolence. He does not want to be noticed for it. He is the man in black. Goldsmith here attacks the socio-political situations of England through this satirical piece. The essay commences by Oliver stating that if he admired someone, it was the man in black. He states the reason why he admired them. The characteristics of the man in black are shown as genial, kind, and sympathetic. On the contrary, he had the characteristics as stern, curt, unkind, and rude. During that time, it states that man was prevailed to be stern, chauvinistic, macho, or masculine. In the family, the patriarchy was politically and socially acceptable and was encouraged. The man was considered to be dignified and prestigious, and society encouraged them to be dominant. Therefore, through this essay, Oliver discourages the thought of being what you are not. It is a mockery of the then contemporary society. He attacks the socio and political situation that dominated during Anglo-Saxon period in England. Oliver gives us reason for this, for his admiration. It is that man in black appearing as something that he in fact is not. The writer describes the man in black as a kind, sympathetic, and genial person with a compassionate heart. Outwardly, he seems unkind, looking like a rude, curt, and stern person. This is in contrast with his inner personality. In those days, the English society considered the male population to be aggressive, manly, stern, and chauvinistic. The dominance of males by their ultra-masculine nature in the family is encouraged and accepted socially and politically. Goldsmith discourages these stereotype aspects of male dominance in this essay. He mocks the way the society and politics of that time regarded male authority to suggest that the trend of being what you are not should not be encouraged.